Indigenous Affairs Minister Icyang Parod is currently in Canada, where he is studying the country's approach to Indigenous issues. On Tuesday, he and his delegation discussed Indigenous language policy in a meeting with Canadian officials.
At the forum, the two sides found similarities in how they were seeking to revitalize Indigenous languages. They agreed to set up an exchange platform, which will be used to continue their dialogue on policy.
Taiwan's Indigenous Affairs Minister Icyang Parod presents a gift to Professor Scott Simon of the University of Ottawa. A bilateral exchange on promoting Indigenous languages was held at Ottawa's National Arts Centre. Canada's Director General of Indigenous Languages in Canada's Department of Canadian Heritage, Paul Pelletier, spoke about the development of languages spoken by Canada's Indigenous people.
The federal government is responsible for children who live on reserve. That means either having schools available on reserve, and where they're not, paying for the tuition for those children to attend, a provincial school as close as possible to their reserve.
Indigenous people in Canada number 1.7 million. In 2019, the nation passed an Indigenous Languages Act to support the preservation, revitalisation and maintenance of ethnic languages. Taiwan's Indigenous Affairs Minister said that Canada and his country were similar in how they were reviving Indigenous languages.
It turns out that their writing systems have not yet been standardized. Taiwan has been working on that since 2005. Although it is a pity that we are not a United Nations member, at least Taiwan and Canada have regular communications.
Each country found lessons to learn from the other at the event. Canadian participants said they were impressed by Taiwan's use of Indigenous languages in government agencies and its system for training Indigenous language teachers. The two countries plan to hold yearly forums on Indigenous languages.
The representative office in Canada acts as a facilitator and a bridge to connect Indigenous exchanges between Taiwan and Canada. I deeply look forward to this and think that this is the right course of action to take. I believe there will be very good results.
The two sides plan to continue their cooperation and set up a policy exchange platform where Taiwan's experience can be shared with Canada and vice versa.